Hello, I'm Charlie and today I'm going to be showing you how I organise my life through Notion. Now Notion is a software that helps with time management or project management or anything that you need. It can be used for personal or business or projects or tracking habits or goals. It's very versatile in what it can do. I love it so much for this and because of how customizable it is. I'll show you this in terms of how I relate it to me and why I like it so much. I think it'll be very apparent when you see the layout. It's very sort of flexible, but I'm someone who struggles with organising my time and using my time effectively if I don't have something in place to help with that. So I have found Notion, it has really helped me to do this, and there's loads of people that use it, so you can always go and see how other people lay theirs out, how you might want to lay yours out. I'm still tweaking it here and there. It's something that I think I've been doing for a couple of years now, and I tweak it here and there every so often depending on what works and what doesn't. And as time goes on and as you do different things, sometimes old systems don't work. If you're someone who struggles to organise their time or just organise themselves in general, I do recommend checking this out. When you have a system that really works for you, it's amazing what you can do and what you can achieve. So I won't take up any more time. We'll dive straight into it and look at my overarching dashboard. I'm not going to go into each of the layers individually too much. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So when I access my main Notion, this is the first thing I see. So again, very customizationable. You can change this header here, which is really nice. So this is just this is the first part. So I've got my routines down here at the moment, just the overarching layout. I really like the feel of these. Down here, I've got my templates. So this is where every time when you start a new quarter, a new month, or a new week, I come into here, I just duplicate one of these, which is really simple to do, and I drag it down to the appropriate area, and then I fill it out. Really nice, really simple. Then I don't have to recreate everything each time. I can just duplicate from here and edit as I please. Same with the reviews. So the reviews I use just to see how well I'm doing, and I do this on a midweek and a weekly and monthly basis. And this is just to track if I'm on track with my goals, if I'm heading towards the right direction, if I'm staying focused, what I need to improve on, if I need to take things out, and all that good stuff. And again, these are the templates that I'll probably be sharing in the future once I've got them down a bit better, because I've been using them for a few months now, and they still can sometimes be tweaked so they're a bit more easier to use, a bit more efficient, and I can get the most out of them. Again, really nice because it's really easy to edit and create. Just a quote here in the middle, which I quite like. Again, this theme and aesthetic is something that I've just put together and I really like it. It suits me and who I am. So areas down here, these are just links to different pages, be it this is the YouTube itself, and these three are two different Notions. So my Forex Notion, my Hamilton's Notion, and Playco, which is the company I currently work for. Now, as I said, I am very bad with my time and organisation, so I actually have created a timetable for me, which is separated into 2 weeks. So I have a week A and a week B, so I alternate, so it's not the same every week. And this is just a simple table view that you can create in Notion. So this is sort of how I organise my time, try things out. I've got blank spaces, so in case I overrun on anything, or if I need to add anything in, or if I just want to take a rest, or there's something that I need to work on, I've got the time there for that. Originally, I did fill every single one of these spaces, and I just found that didn't work for me. So adding in those little gaps here and there really did help, and it made a big difference. And these are just in drop-down menus, so at the end of the week, I'll just close this up, which is very nice, very easy and simple to use, and easy to change anytime I would like. So if it's not working, just change it. And the sooner you figure out it's not working, the sooner you can change it. Don't try and force things that don't seem to be working. Sometimes you do have to stick at them, yes, but sometimes it's just a case of taking a step back, saying what is working, what isn't, and getting rid of the things that aren't working or changing them slightly. So these are where all the plans take place. So I've got my Q4 plan for this year and the monthly plans, where I set my goals and intentions, and how I'm feeling about the upcoming month, how the past month has just been for me, and any improvements I want to make, and any goals I want to set going forward. I also review the previous goals to see how well that I've done with those, and whether it was a bit too much of a stretch, or whether I just need to tweak them slightly, and how I can improve them going into the next month. Now the weekly goals, again, this is something that I've also changed quite a lot. So I used to do it where I would have different tables for the different days, but I felt this kind of feels quite clunky because with how Notion works, every time you create a table, it creates it as a database, so you can access it from different places, and having each day as its own database just became too much in the end. So each week is now its own database, and that's much more easier to manage, and I can link that into different Notions as well. So for example, I have each week I set in my Playco Notion, and then I link back to this one so I can easily see in different ones, which again, really helpful, really easy. And it really helps me stay focused and stay on task and get a lot of things done, which again, if I didn't have that, I really wouldn't get a lot done. And I've tried and tested that, and it's something that I'm quite prone. I think a lot of people are quite prone to, if we don't have a set routine, if we don't have something we're working towards, everything can get thrown out of whack, and this is certainly what I found throughout the pandemic. So slowly building things back together. This wasn't done overnight. Again, I've been using this Notion exactly for a couple of months now, and it took a bit to sort of get into it, and I couldn't go straight into planning my months. I couldn't go straight into planning my weeks. I had to do it day by day and slowly build up until I had more to work with, and then I could start planning my weeks, and then I could start planning my months, and then I could plan for the quarter because I had something that I was doing. But again, Notion, very helpful. And again, the customization of it, so these are just images that I did separately and put them in here, but it just adds a nice feel. I like the handwritten. It feels quite personal as well, especially when it's handwritten. I feel that has something special. And then again, images, just give it a bit more character, which again, I quite like. It's very nice. And the analysis, this area, again, as you can see, it's very different from the others. It doesn't feel that exciting, and maybe in the future I'll change that, but for now it's functional and it does what I need to do. And this is just where I come in. Each one of these has a drop down to its own pages, and I'll come in, and this is where I so for these ones it's where I review the weeks or weeks, I do believe. This was my midweek review actually. So I put in my monthly goals so I can see how I'm doing with them and what progress I'm making at the moment. And my weekly goal, so this is my weekly to-do list, and my thoughts and feelings, what's gone well, what could go better, and I can apply that to the rest of the week. And then I'll have another review on Friday to see how things have gone, if I made those changes and if they helped, and what I need to do going into the next week and what went well for this week. And again, this might seem a lot, and it can be all in one go, which is why I had to implement things bit by bit. As you can see, this is October and I've only got one in there so far, and that's for this week. So I didn't do my midweek review last week or the week review last week either. That's something that I'm still building into my routine and into my natural day-to-day processes, so I become more consistent with it. But I'm implementing it in such a way that works for me, because I don't want to sort of try and do everything at once, because it doesn't work. For example, I had a goal last month to go, and it was one of these weeks, and I had a goal to go running just once for that week, and I did it, and it was fantastic. So I then set a goal for the next week to go running 4 times, and I didn't do it. I didn't go running even once. So I just needed to step back, start again, only do 1 week, and it would be much more manageable from there. And if I can keep doing that for a few weeks, just run once a week, or at least meet that, and if I feel I can go again, then go again. But at least if you increment it slowly, it builds up from there, and it really does help. So again, this is just the analysis page. Might change more in the future. It's something that I'm not too focused on at the moment, because I'm just making sure that I'm managing my time properly at the moment and not giving myself too much work, too much stress, and doing what I can manage. Finance, I don't do any of my finance in Notion. I've got a spreadsheet that I've made that's actually a previous video. I can't remember if that's public or unlisted, but this is something that I might, depending if I want to congregate everything. Again, Notion is quite nice because you can put as much or as little in there as you would like. So this space is just here if I do want to populate it later, because I do my budget in a Google Docs, but for example, Google spreadsheet, sorry. But you can actually embed things in here, which is quite nice. So if I toggle to Google Drive, you can go into Google Drive and do stuff like that. Again, it's very flexible. There's so much you can do. I'll show you just a few things. So you can add a page, to-do list, headings, tables, go links to different pages, emojis. These databases are different. So you've got tables, you've got a board view, which is like Kanban, gallery, list, calendar, timeline, loads of things. images, videos, audios, codes, files, embedments, loads and loads and loads. It's really, really nice, which is why you can use it for personal or for business, and it's why I recommend it so much, because it's just so nice and gives you a lot of flexibility, and you can just customize it to how you like it as well. Like this aesthetic and my theme is very much tailored to me, and I really like that. So you can create one that's very tailored to yours as well, and try it out and see what you like, and then just archive, so just old pages that I've used. But this is my Notion so far. As you go down, yes, towards the bottom, it's a lot less, and that's still stuff that I'm building. But I'm really happy with how this is so far, and I like the personalization of it. And it's nice to come onto it every day. It's something that I enjoy seeing. It's quite nice, so it's easier to use because I enjoy it so much. And I think that's quite important. If you have a planner or something that is okay, but it's either bland or boring, or you don't actually feel anything when you look at it, it can actually hinder you quite a lot. So this feels quite nice because it's quite nice to work with it and create something that I enjoy seeing. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. If you have any feedback, criticism, anything, please tell me, because I'm still very new to this, and I'd like to know how I can improve and how I can make sure that my content is the best it can be for you guys. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a very fantastic week ahead, and I shall see you all next Sunday. Ta-da, goodbye.